Yo guys, what's going on? It is you and MED, and I'm coming at you with a mock draft video. It's post Super Bowl, so this is officially time for mock drafts. It's the off season. We've already had moves for Carson Wentz. We had moves for Matthew Stafford before the Super Bowl, and so first pick. I've seen all this stuff about Zach Wilson's going to be better suited for. Oh God, why can't I think? Zach Wilson's going to be suited for bloody more to the NFL. No, it's bull. Get out of my room, man. Get out my face. It's not. You would not take Zach Wilson on the off chance he becomes the next Patrick Mahomes. He needs the right management. He needs the right coaching. Andy Reid was the perfect coach for Patrick Mahomes. Zach Wilson, it's just not. It's not how it works. I'm sorry. I still think Zach Wilson's a good QB, but you've got to look at the division he was in, the division he was playing. Like everyone says, he got his numbers with no team around him. The opposition didn't have a team either. You've got to remember he was in a bad college division. So no matter his team was bad, yes, so was the opposition's team. So it cancels that out. Trevor Lawrence is the number one pick. Anybody trying to waffle about he's better suited, no, shut up. Go watch his pro day, mate. He balled out because he knows he is. You wouldn't skip on somebody with the ceiling to be one of the potential best in NFL history. Okay? You wouldn't skip on that. Zach Wilson, is granted, could be the next Patrick Mahomes, but the chances are slim. He can make those throws, and he does have the improvisation and everything, but he's not the guy. He's not. Speaking of Zach Wilson, I'm going to take him at number 2 with the New York Jets. I mean, the Jets could still trade for Deshaun Watson. The hype around that's just sort of died, and it's all sort of moved on to Carolina. So it's Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson is definitely the number 2 in the draft. Justin Fields, he's good, but Zach Wilson is unbelievable. Not unbelievable, because Trevor Lawrence is unbelievable. Zach Wilson is a very good, solid QB to build around, which is what the Jets need to do. At number 3, Ja'Marr Chase, very good player, a bit early for a wide receiver. Penei Sewell's on the board, but if we'll go to offensive line, they can pick up a receiver this later pick. We'll go Rashawn Slater. He's the best day one tackle in the draft. Penei Sewell has this incredible upside. He has a massively high ceiling, but right now he's not. He's not the guy. He's not. I don't want to say he's not the guy, but what am I trying to say? He's the best day one starter to put with Tua. So we'll move on to number 4. Atlanta, I'd see this in no way not being a QB. And I'm going to go Trey Lance. Some people don't like Trey Lance in the hit, but Trey Lance is a QB who definitely has to sit for a year. And he has a higher ceiling than Justin Fields. So if you're the Falcons and you know you're going to sit wherever QB you take for a year, Trey Lance has a better chance of developing more than Justin Fields. So I've taken Trey Lance at 4 with the Falcons because of that higher ceiling compared to Justin Fields, and considering we could almost guarantee he'd be sat behind Matt Ryan for a year. I've seen people say they don't like this pick. Cool, you do you, to be honest, but that's the pick to me. Bengals, no question. Penei Sewell at number 5. Incredible upside. If you develop him right, he is going to be the best tackle in the NFL. Zero doubt in my mind. Now we're on to the Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, without Carson Wentz anymore, so it seems Jalen Hurts is their guy going forward. But there's no confirmation. They did say they're going to bring in some competition for Jalen Hurts. So, but by that you sort of think second round. They're not going to take anybody high with it. So I'm going to give them Ja'Marr Chase. Jamar Chase needs some help at wide receiver. They've got absolutely nothing there. Nothing will help. Nothing is out wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a pretty simple choice. They need a weapon. You could almost take Kyle Pitts because, as I hear constantly, and I know he can line up on the outside. He's not he's not your natural tight end. If no matter where you line him up, he's a mismatch. He's a mismatch for corners. He's a mismatch for linebackers. That's just what he is. The Lions at number 7, Jared Goff as their new QB. Could be losing Kenny Golladay in free agency, so they could go wide receiver. But I've got them going Kyle Pitts again, which is basically a wide receiver. Which is basically a wide receiver as it is. So here I'm gonna have a trade. I'm not gonna have a trade. I'm not rich, so here I'm gonna say what my pick would be. It's gonna be for Deshaun Watson to the Houston Texans. I think the Carolina Panthers are offering the most. I think if Houston do get rid of him, it's gonna be to Carolina because the amount of picks they're offering, along with Christian McCaffrey, who is, you could very easily argue, the best running back in the league, if not top 3 at least. So Carolina here, the bridge QB, they can take Justin Fields at number 4. At number 8, decent value for their pick as well. Pretty obvious. You've got Teddy Bridgewater, who is, as his name suggests, he is a bridge QB, and there's zero question in my mind. There's just zero question in my mind. They need a QB. Teddy Bridgewater was good, but he wasn't the guy. He just wasn't the guy. Teddy Bridgewater, we all want him to be because of Teddy Bridgewater. You have to rate the guy. Right. Denver Broncos. Caleb Farley. Need a corner. Technically, I've gone with him because he's better technically compared to Patrick Surtain. But then we're putting Patrick Surtain off the board anyway with the Dallas Cowboys because there's no need not to. There's no need not to. They need a corner. They need some help on that defense. It depends, though, whether they manage to bring back Dak Prescott, which I'm pretty sure they will. I don't see any problems with that. At number 11, I'm going to go Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, unreal player. His speed, I know a few people would be happy with this. You need to get Danny Dimes some weapons. The amount of separation he was getting from his receivers last year was poor. And then whenever they did get separated, she couldn't hold on to the ball. So that's an issue there. Number 12 with the 49ers. There's a lot. This team is a weird one. This team's a definite weird one. Like, I don't really know. I didn't put this together before, so I'm sort of just going as I do. They need a QB, but they're going to get it in either Sam Darnold or they'll roll with Jimmy Garoppolo for another year. Do they really want Kwity Paye? There's a possibility. Corner, there's just not much. Just not much out at corner, is there? J.C. Horn, I don't think. You know what? Actually, no. No, I don't think they will go J.C. Horn. They do need a corner because they're losing Richard Sherman, obviously. They don't really need a receiver. They need to work. Christian Darrisaw's an option. Joseph Asai, Zaven Collins. You know what? We will go J.C. Horn. They need a corner to replace Richard Sherman. They need some sort of defense. The defense balls as it is with Nick Bosa coming back. They'll be fine. They should be in the playoffs provided everyone stays healthy next year. On to for God's sake, the LA Chargers. Why did that take me so long? Samuel Cosme. It's a no-brainer here. You need a tackle to protect Justin Herbert, your QB of the future. He is the guy. He's just a guy for you, man. He's what they would need. Herbert balled out in year one. Get him a bit more protection. Get him some more time. He can be a lot better in year two. You need an interior offensive line is almost a guaranteed need here, but they do need defensive line as well. There's a lot they need in Minnesota. I'm very tempted to go Christian Barmore. I do like him out of Alabama. Decent player. Yeah, we're going to go Christian Barmore. They need some sort of help on that defensive line. They lost Yannick Ngakoue after, 2 weeks? They just gave him away for, I don't really know the reasons. I'm about to sneeze, sorry. Oh, pardon me. Let me hang on a second. So we're on to the Patriots, and the needs for the Patriots are unreal. And you know who's fallen? Devontae Smith, and I think they pick up Devontae Smith. Would he fall this far? Probably not. I'm not gonna lie, I probably missed something here, and Devontae Smith probably should have gone somewhere else. But I've got him going at 15 to the Patriots. I've just seen there's bigger needs elsewhere, and I ranked Jalen Waddle higher than Devontae Smith because of his speed and his just pretty much everything. I think he's the number one receiver in the class to me. But yeah, okay, we'll move on to number 16. In the Arizona Cardinals, they're losing Patrick Peterson. And I think they go Eric Stokes out of Georgia. Good boundary guy. Just a good corner, really. He will be. He's a decent enough replacement at this point. Just a good boundary guy. You know the Raiders need edge. And it's more of just, do they want to go for the possible upside of Gregory Rousseau, despite how raw he is? I don't think they do. They go Kwity Paye. I don't know why I'm questioning that. They go Kwity Paye. They need edge help. They need a lot. So 18, I'm going to go Micah Parsons. Very good linebacker. The only question about him at the minute, he probably will go a lot earlier, but the only question is personality with Micah Parsons. So that's sort of an issue. Washington, take Christian Darrisaw. They need that sort of left tackle because Trent Williams will be abandoning ship soon. On to Chicago. Jalen Mayfield's the pick here. They need an offensive tackle. They need something. They don't have a QB at the minute. They need something. Odds are they probably won't even have this pick. And so on to the Indianapolis Colts, who need a left tackle. He could do with a left tackle, really. I can't remember. Oh my god, what am I thinking? I'm 90%. Let me double check my facts here because I'm probably seeming really stupid at this point. But I'm pretty. Oh no, that's the Steelers. My bad. They still need offensive. No, wait. No, they didn't. He did retire, didn't he? Yeah. He's retired. Left tackle's retiring, so I'm going to give him Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State. Just not a pretty pick. Just need to replace some retiring O tackles, offensive linemen, which is fine. To the Titans, they need defensive line help bad, man. The amount of pressures they were getting last year was poor. Give them Joseph Ossai. Give them literally anybody. They would take literally anybody because they are in a tough spot at getting any sort of pressure. The Jets, they need everything now. They took their QB of the future in Zach Wilson. Now they need everything. And they could take a running back here, and I think... But Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is still on the board, so I think they're going to go Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Good linebacker. They need pretty much every position possible. So there's no need. Offensive tackle for the Steelers. They're losing theirs in free agency, so I'm going to have him taking Alex Leatherwood. I just prefer him at points. I prefer him to Liam Eichenberg. But again, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to have Liam Eichenberg going off the board here to the Jacksonville Jaguars. You've got your future. You've got your future of your franchise. Get your tackle in, protect him. I do like Trayvon Moehrig at this spot, but I just don't think it's going to happen, personally. I would go offensive tackle just to give him help. Zaven Collins here to the Cleveland Browns. I like him. Very good linebacker out of Tulsa. You could go edge. You don't really need to, but you can. Baltimore, they need some separators, and I'm going to give him Rashad Bateman. Very good receiver in this. They picked him up. Very good value as well. There's a lot of people who still just sat on this board. Saints need a lot. If Drew Brees retires, they're then really in trouble, especially in cap. They might be losing Michael Thomas, so I'm going to give him Terrace Marshall here. Might be losing to Michael Thomas because there's been a falling out, obviously. So there's sort of that. I'm going to give the Green Bay Packers might be losing Devontae Adams in free agency. They do also need a receiver, as per usual. Kadarius Toney is a very good separator. And I'm going to get... do I? They could do with a Nick Bolton as well, to be honest. I'm going to give him Nick Bolton. I don't know if I like that. We've done it now. He would have fit better at Buffalo, but it's done now. I don't like Buffalo's running back situation. They're picking at number 30. There's not any massive holes. They're an all-round decent team. I'm going to give them... I prefer Travis Etienne, personally, but I know a lot of people prefer Najee Harris. It's sort of a 1A, 1B situation. You can't really, Elijah Vera Tucker is fallen right into the Chiefs' laps. They would lick their lips at this. And I'm going to give him to him because, as you saw in the Super Bowl, you need an offensive line. They didn't have it. And it just proves how important it is. To number 32, you got the Tampa Bay Bucks. They might be losing Chris Godwin. There's a very real possibility they do lose Chris Godwin, as there is a lot on the board. You know what? Let's just give him Kadarius Toney. Good player. Very, very good player. Very good separator. Knows how to get it away. Can play the slot. It's not You're probably gonna retain Antonio Brown. He could be unless you lose Antonio Brown and keep Chris Godwin. He's a good Antonio Brown replacement. But that's my 32. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with this. I've gone heavy on the offensive lineman, and I also put Justin Fields to Carolina. But yeah, tell me what you think. I like most of this. Maybe let Devontae Smith fall too far. It's a very real possibility to number 15 to the Patriots. Also, so he could have gone at number 7. He could have gone at number 7, 6, maybe 13. They don't really need him. Maybe 14. You got Adam Thielen, who's running out of time. But yeah, I like his spot. I do just have Jalen Waddle as a higher. It's a 1A, 1B, 1C situation with the top 3 in this draft. Everybody's got them in different orders. And I've got them Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith. But yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.